Oh, hello, everybody. I know it's been a very long time since I've made a video, and I do apologize for that. It's just that I have been dreadfully sick lately. Uh, I'll go into all that stuff another video, another time. But I came up with a couple of stories, this being one of them. I wanted to tell you a story about an incident that happened in my childhood, and I feel like I was kind of a hero that day. Now, I was about 12 years old, and a friend of mine, she used to deliver papers, and for one day, she asked me to take her place. So I took her place for one day, and there was this cute little Spanish girl that lived across the street from me who wanted to go with me. Now my mother was supposed to drive me and this girl, and everything was working out fine, except it turns out my mom had, I don't know why she committed to this, because it turns out she had some sort of um, phone call that she was waiting for, and she was eager to get home to do that. And since the paper route was taking longer than she was expecting, she was griping about that quite a bit. So I said, Mom, how about you just drop us off? You go on home and we'll deliver the papers. I wish I could remember her name. She was so cute. But anyway, we get dropped off, and then me and this girl, we just walk and we try to follow the route on the paper that was given to us. We had trouble reading the handwriting. Um, and we delivered the papers. After a while, I have to admit, we did kind of cheat a little bit because we got tired of trying to read that handwriting. So we said, look, we only got about 6 or 7 papers left. It's a big deal. Why don't we just walk down the street and just chuck them? Just send them flying. So we walked down the street and just you. We were putting them all over the place in people's yards. But it got a little scary when we got home because her father was one of those strict kind of guys. Back in this is back in my youth. This is my preteen years. I was 12 years old, and this is back in the day when parents they didn't think twice. If they needed to spank their children, they would spank them. And the father, very strict man, and he didn't like that my mother pulled up because my mother lived, like I said, we lived across the street, right? So when she pulled up without us, he got very upset. And when we finally got home, oh man, this dude threw a fit. He's gonna, you get in the house right now. You get in that house. Urgh. And I was scared because he pulled out his belt. He was gonna give her a spanking. And I remember the Spanish girl's mother was standing to my left, and she was kind of giggling. Let me tell you why she was giggling. She was giggling because this girl had the kind of parents that would spank you right in front of the window for the world to see. Is that was their idea of discipline in those days? They make an example of you. So that's what this guy was planning on doing. But I was begging this guy, man. I was like, what? What? You gonna beat her? You gonna beat her? Yeah, I told her she's not wasn't supposed to come back here without you. She's supposed to have adult supervision. Now she's gonna get a whooping. And this guy, every time he drew up the belt, he went like this. And I went, wait. Ah! Please. And I'm like flipping out. And that's why the mother was giggling. She's like, oh, because she liked that I was standing up for her daughter. She didn't actually say it, but come on, I could tell. He did. I think he was looking back now. I think the guy was doing that deliberately just to mess with me. He might have wanted to spank her at first, but once he realized that I wasn't going to give up and I was going to keep standing up for his daughter. I think after that, he just kind of messed with me a little bit because he did it like 3 times after that. So 4 times in a row, he goes, and I went, And I could see the guy, he's trying not to laugh. And I was like, but sir, I'm like, sir, my mother, she made us get out. She said she had to wait for a phone call. I swear, please don't beat her. So finally, I managed to get my mom's attention. My mom sticks her head out the window. What the hell's going on over here? What's all that yelling? And I said, Mom, the guy, he's going to beat his daughter. I told him you had to wait for a phone call. Can you please tell him, I'm pleading. I'm pleading. So her mother talks to my mom and confirms my story. And so the guy would calm down. He didn't beat the girl. And I was like, you're not going to beat her? Really? I said, oh my goodness. Now, unfortunately, I didn't stay in touch with that young girl. I wish I had. She probably did. Spanish girls. I, there's one thing that they all seem to have in common. That Spanish ladies have a reputation for being extremely loyal to the bone. And I always wished I had developed a friendship with her. And who knows, she might even have became my wife by now. Who knows? Not that I got a problem with my current girlfriend. So my sweetie watches this. Sweetie, please don't misunderstand that line. I'm simply giving ladies props, Spanish women props. So I always did regret not getting to know her just a little bit better. Because we went on that one paper route. I saw her only one more time after that, in fact, and then her family moved away. So, that's life. And that's pretty much the end of the story. So, but that's my story about the little girl that I saved from getting a spanking. And I just thought I'd come along and share that story with you. Oh, my next video is gonna be, what's your favorite? The video is this series I wanted to create. It has to do with my favorite caper movie. Well, I'll tell you about that later. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day.